Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the World of Warcraft Retail Edition. Today, we're going to go check out the final phase of the war campaign, specifically the Dark Lady version. Those of you who follow the Dark Lady, those of you who follow the Queen of the Undead. Also, Chi, I had no idea you were up here this whole time. I can't wait to punch one. What? Gee, you got issues. Anyway, we're going to go do the final act of the Warbringers. Yay! All right, here we go. This character is for Sylvanas.
The war chief's will.
They move against us. The Dark Lady requests your presence in Orgrimmar, Lorelei. It seems the rats have finally come out of hiding, which will make it all the easier to exterminate them. Do not delay. We have waited for this moment long enough. Meet with Sylvanas in Orgrimmar. Hear that? Even Nazoth is excited. All right. So supposedly, this is the part of the story where we will learn about Lady Sylvanas' plans, yeah? Because if you remember yesterday's episode, we already did this for the Alliance. And my understanding is that the Horde story for those of you who side with Saurfang is very similar to what the Alliance get. However, what is very different is that supposedly you get an entirely separate quest line if you side with the Dark Lady, including a little bit of an extra story at the end that gives you a sneak peek into what's going to happen next. So let us begin. Hang on, let me get control of my camera here. There we go. All right. Nope, lost control of the camera again. We good? Reloaded? Okay, going in. My queen.
Ah, champion. Ever the loyal soldier.
Damn it. She hasn't loaded in yet. I'll wait.
My arrows strike true.
Is anyone else here, or are they just not loaded yet? I can't tell. Anyway, Dark Ranger Linara. Are you the same Dark Ranger we partnered with before?
Serve the Banshee Queen.
I don't know. Anyway, my lady.
Serve me well, and you will
The
be
traitors
rewarded.
have made themselves known. It shall be easy to purge their disloyalty from the Horde. Reporting for duty.
My Dark Rangers have vital information to share with you.
What do you seek?
I have been tracking Saurfang and Thrall after we let them escape. Their treason knows no bounds. They now conspire with our sworn enemies. What's Saurfang's plan?
Anduin.
Oh, I've seen this already, but that's okay.
Sylvanas' actions have threatened us all. And day by day, her power grows. If our world is to survive, we must strike while we still can. Meet with me, and we will speak.
So few.
How many can you provide?
Enough for one final assault. If that fails, we're done. If we end her reign, what kind of war chief will you be?
The Horde I joined was birthed in blood, tainted by corruption. The road that led to the Dark Portal was long and wide, paved with the bones of innocence. We called it the Path of Glory. That was the great lie upon which the Horde was founded. That anything we did was honorable. Thrall, Rosen, they were not the true heirs to Blackhand's bloody legacy. Sylvanas Windrunner is.
No. No, this is the Horde. Led by you. Someone who has
Honor. I've never known honor. They deserve more. The Horde is doomed to be shackled by the chains of the past.
The Horde has no exclusive claim to regrets. Arthas, Dalen, the ghosts of the past haunt us as well.
We could not fill the chasm between the Horde and Alliance if we labored 1,000 years. You know this.
Then what are we fighting for?
Entertainment. It's fun taking on some Horde noobs.
Soldiers, on your feet!
Alliance noobs. Alliance
Breaking
noobs.
camp immediately. Lord,
I'm playing a Horde right now.
Zakan, where is our home?
Orgrimmar?
Not our city. Our home.
Azeroth. And ours?
Azeroth.
Right now, there are only two forces in this world that matter. One bent on harming our world.
And one that will protect her.
So, what are we doing?
Breaking the cycle.
I trust you will not waste
These
my
traitors will
time.
be dealt with. No more leniency, no more weakness. Sarfang has shown his true colors and now enlists the aid of the Alliance. Meet with those who have remained loyal to the Horde. They are to ready themselves for the battle against our enemies. And as for Eitrig, bring him to Nathanos. A quick death is too lenient a punishment for his treachery. Go, Lorelei. Let us end
The
this.
lifeblood of Azeroth. Report to Nathanos once you have rallied our forces. There remains much to do.
You got it, boss. All right, here we go. Hey, Trig, I'm gonna smack you one.
We
What
will
do you
grind
seek?
these traitors into dust. Your loyalty will be rewarded.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had more to say. You done? Okay, I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Moving on. Hello, and it feels like some people have spawned. So as before, I imagine there's people who will talk, yeah?
The dark times will
Dismayed
pass.
citizen. Chatty citizen. I hope the war chief slaughters them all. But you have to wonder, if she hasn't burned the tree, are you questioning her judgment? No, forget I said anything. There's definite fear there. She's kind of a ruthless war chief. But she's a different kind of ruthless than an orc. I hope the war chief slaughters them all. Okay, same thing as before. Do you guys say anything different at all? Orgrimmar citizen, talk to me. Nothing new? Come on. Surely there's somebody who's going to talk about something. Different citizens. Eh? My brother says he saw Thrall at the Cleft of Shadows. Who cares about Thrall? He was a great war chief. He abandoned us and left Hellscream in charge. Leaving Orgrimmar is the best thing he's ever done. Ooh, they're throwing shade at Thrall. He pulled a Jaina on Orgrimmar. I need to come up with a new song that's like the Thrall version now. When he did flee across with Nagra and wheat. I don't know. I saw Lorelei speaking with the war chief earlier. I'm so glad we have them on our side. Yeah. Lorelei's gonna kick ass and take names. The portals are closed. If you ain't on the list, you ain't leaving town. Hey, come on. I have places to be. Look, you got a problem with it, talk to the war chief.
Yeah, what do you want? Keep it real.
Yeah, they have the gates on lockdown. All the rangers are set up, which is super cool to watch.
From Ka!
Yeah, I got the Magar orcs.
The heart of the Maghar is
So these cowardly traitors show their faces at last. I shall enjoy removing their heads from their necks. Have you completed your preparations for the battle?
The Maghar will claim victory.
Ha! The Magar are always ready to stand to crush the bones of our enemies. For the Horde! Next is Gallywix. Good old Gallywix. He and I have bonded over this expansion.
war chief and burn those files.
Interesting. What files are they burning? I didn't know about this.
Let's get down to business.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm very, very busy filing important paperwork? Have you completed preparations for battle?
Move 'em. The war chief's mechs are good to go, but those things ain't cheap. She better be ready to pay on delivery.
What are these? It looks like it just scraps of paper from wanted posters and whatnot that Blizz used for, like, recycled work. But I'm just wondering what these papers are. Wait, what does that say? Exponent high temperature. Okay, just saying they're lighting it on fire. That's all they're saying. Hey, citizens. Yeah, you say the same stuff. Okay. And then lastly, we have to go talk to Eitrig. Eitrig, this probably won't end well for you. Whoop, I don't know about Nathanos, but Sylvanas has my loyalty. Some of her recent actions have been questionable, haven't they? What are you talking about? She's the most cunning commander we've ever had. Yeah, but... She is. She is the most cunning commander the Horde have ever had. She one-on-one'd Arthas, for crying out loud. The only reason she lost is because a Blood Elf betrayed her for power. Oh, but, Sylvanas can be cruel, but she gets results. We almost won the war. What about those ships lost at sea? You call that winning? Leaving Orgrimmar is you can't achieve victory without taking risks. Trust in her plan. I don't know. Tell us the truth. Sacrifice 3 ships to take out 20. Hey, Eitrig. What's up, bro? Ready to fight for the Horde?
From Ka.
We've come to this crossroads once again. Have we learned nothing? You were seen meeting with Sarfay in secret. So, Sylvanas knows where I stand. Good. I tire of deceit. She is driven by something dark, and I will draw blood for her no longer. I plan to join Sarfang's army outside the gates. Will you come with me? Never, traitor, or this is madness. We must leave Orgrimmar at once. No, I'm with the war chief on this character.
Keep your weapons.
Never, traitor! So be it. Our choices have been made. There's a difference between loyalty and blind obedience, and I am done following the Banshee's orders. Deal with this traitor. Walk away, Lorelei. I will not allow you to betray the Horde. For the Dark Lady!
So, it comes to this. You leave me no choice.
You are no match. I'm a vampire, son! A blood death knight! And also, this is your blade, isn't it? Yeah, I should probably not stand in it. I mean, I'm blood death knight, so it doesn't do much to me, but you know. Probably good practice to not stand in that. Strangulate! I love that move. I'm out of room power. Boom!
Yes?
She will doom us all. On your feet! Or do I have to drag you?
Stay strong.
I am lassoing him. I don't think I should fly with this guy here. Drag the traitor before Nathanos, wherever the hell Nathanos is. Dishonorable filth! Are you questioning her judgment? Oh, no, it's different. This is a different person. Alright. Let's see here. Come on, Eitrig.
Hail, friend.
Yeah, the guards are not happy with Eitrig. Yo. Eitrig, got something to say? Or Nathanos? There we go.
Make it quick.
The war chief has long suspected that this traitor lacks the necessary resolve. You, on the other hand, you understand. What news do you have for me, Lorelei? Siegebreakers. The fools who follow Sarafang have grown bold enough to launch a direct assault. We cannot allow these pests to swarm before our gates. Our operatives are collapsing the pass between Razor Hill and Orgrimmar as we speak. Sarafang's treacherous forces will be cut in half. Your task is to sneak into their ranks and sabotage their siege engines. Wear this disguise, but know that it will not hold up under close examination. Slay anyone who discovers you. Propaganda takedown. Recently, dissidents have been posting propaganda around the city and spreading all manner of lies. This is no time to entertain delusion. An army of traitors and sworn enemies assembles at our gates. These ingrates would see us become pincushions for the Alliance archers. Nathanos rolls his eyes. Tear down the rubbish. It can only lead to panic in the streets. And should you encounter any resistance, you are hereby authorized to respond with force. The war has proven costly and our ranks have been steadily depleted. But the Horde is nothing if not strong. Each and every citizen of Orgrimmar is worth 10 Alliance weaklings on the battlefield. Rally the citizens and form a militia. Remind them of their slain brothers and sisters.
Make yourself useful. Meet me on the wall when you are done. And be quick about it.
You got it, boss. So, I have to rally some citizens, huh? Did I do it? I think I have to talk to the green citizens. Well, shit, I don't know what to do. Well, that could have gone better. Oh, propaganda. Yeah, let's tear this down.
I don't have a target.
Alright, so we have to rally some citizens. What citizens are we rallying? Oh, just Orgrimmar citizens, not the chatty ones. Got it. They won't take our city! Death to the Alliance! Bring the traitors to justice! Yeah! Kill them all! Fun times all around. Fight authorization. Fight authorization granted by the order of the War Chief. And loyal to Sylvanas. I am loyal to the War Chief. For the Horde! Oh, you're the guys I just recruited. Got it. She's lying to us all!
I need to target something first.
And I took their money. For good measure. I don't need to fight my citizens. I can walk away like this. Eventually, they'll give up and run.
Yeah!
And last one. Alright. Now I just gotta put on the disguise, which I can't do while I'm on a mount. Look at this. I couldn't get a good look at this last time when I was on the Alliance, because I was getting shot out of the sky. So we have Orgrimmar Arsenal. We have a bunch of Forsaken. Just a ridiculous number of Rangers. We have the Magar Orcs. Who else is on here? The Goblins are with us. Yeah, the Horde is more or less cut in half at this point. And you guys are green for some reason. I don't know why. Alright. Behold. Don't mind me, just a regular Horde rebel. As you can clearly see. Hey, Loyalist Assassin. Working hard, hardly working. No. You don't want to come over here. You don't want to come over here. No, not where the box is. Alright, I'll go over here then. Just put this there. Just take care of these pesky siege towers. Get rid of your supplies. It's too close for comfort. Ow! What are you doing?
I need a target.
This guy's way better geared than I am. Holy hell. I don't know how he suddenly disappeared. But alright then. That guy hurt. I'm a Blood Death Knight, and that hurt a lot. I'm not a extraordinarily well-geared Blood Death Knight, but I'm a Blood Death Knight all the same. And apparently I can wear my costume while I'm flying. And Thrall says the war versus the Alliance and Horde is over. Ha. Ooh, that was close. So is this. Okay. There we go. No guards here. No pesky guards. Gotta throw down a quick visit to good old Thrall. Hey guys, you're not here. Okay, sure. Why not? Alright. Nathanos, my boy.
What is it?
Siegebreakers. I weep for them. The fools. Nathanos smirks. Propaganda takedown. Well done. I expect you face little resistance of note. Our armies swell 9 while those of our enemies wither away. Or swell. They didn't say 9. Anyway. Now that we have put our house in order, it's time to purge the filth before our gates. How thoughtful of those traitors to gather themselves in one place, so that we may slay them all in one fell swoop. Let us end this pitiful rebellion.
Get moving.
I'm ready for the Horde!
For the
Varrock, it's time. Those who defend Orgrimmar are Horde as well. Our brothers and sisters. These warriors have sworn to fight. For you. Many lives will be lost. Or perhaps just one. Sylvanas Windrunner! I challenge Makora!
A traitor leading traitors. Why should I accept your challenge?
You want to make me suffer.
Yeah, she does.
Brother, you cannot win. My old friend. You and I. We don't get to hide.
I set you on this path.
And we knew where it could lead. Walk with me. The rest of the way. Let it be finished.
The High Overlord falls. I trusted you. And so did they. Death comes, old soldier. And all their hope dies with you.
You cannot kill hope. You tried at Teldrassil. You failed. Hope remains. You set us to kill each other at Lordaeron. You failed. Here we stand. You just keep failing. The Horde will endure. The Horde is strong.
Something just occurred to me.
The Horde is nothing! You are all nothing!
For Azeroth!
If you could see yourselves as I see you, toy soldiers in tin plate. Beasts who howl for honor, standing as one. Savor it. Nothing lasts.
What do we do now?
We bring him home.
Okay, so what just occurred to me was Charlemagne had a golden glow to it. If memory serves correctly, it had a red glow with Varian, and the explained reason for that was that when Anduin inherited it, because he's a priest, not a warrior, it has a gold glow instead of a red glow. But but Sarfang was wielding it, and he's a warrior. So why did it have a yellow glow?
Serve the Banshee Queen.
There goes that theory, I guess. Welp, I could be in trouble. I have orders for you from the Dark Lady. She instructed me to deliver them on her behalf. Things play out this way. Huh. So she predicted this could happen. The Dark Lady anticipated this as a possible outcome. She has prepared a contingency plan to deal with it accordingly. You're to rendezvous with her in the Ghostlands. Take this Hearthstone. It's good for one more use. She will meet you near Windrunner Spire.
I watch. I listen.
The Dark Lady awaits you at Windrunner Spire. Use the cracked Hearthstone. Yeah. Cracked Hearthstone, here we go. Old and worn, this Hearthstone is bound to the inn in Trinquilin. And off we go. Huh. All right. Oh yeah, I can't fly here. So I'm curious, since we're on the walk, I'm curious who's going to lead the Forsaken now. Because at first I thought, or I theorized back when I was figuring out how this whole thing was going to work, I theorized that Sylvanas would escape or be captured or be proven not to be the baddie. And if one of those scenarios wasn't the case, or if it was one of the scenario cases where Sylvanas ended up leaving the throne, then Nathanos would have to take over the Forsaken. But Nathanos is also gone, I'm guessing. So who's leading the Forsaken now? Because it's one thing to say, yeah, the Forsaken are now have a new leader, but like no backup leader has ever been prepared for the Forsaken like it was for the dwarves and the humans and the elves to a certain extent. Like Sandra's Feathermoon could always take over for Tyrande should she die. Lorthamar has his council that backs him up. There's nobody for Anduin right now because he's too young to have heir to his throne. But the dwarves have the Council of Three Hammers. It's hard to say.
As do I, Dark Lady. But when the time comes, there can be no hesitation.
There won't be. Safe journey, Nathanos.
Safe journey, my love.
I interrupted a tender moment there. Wait, don't leave yet. I want to talk to you. Oh, he doesn't say anything. But, As do I, but when the time comes, there can be no hesitation. As do I, Dark Lady. So, something that would make these two cold-hearted people shake in their boots. Possibly involving... It could be them talking about returning to the realm of death and experiencing what it's like to be damned. Because remember, Lady Sylvanas is trying to escape death more than anything else. It could be that there's somebody that they don't want to kill but may have to, but that's never stopped Sylvanas before. Other than the one time when she was working with her sisters, but she knew they were going to die anyway. But tender moments are rare between these two. Except when they're alone and except in very dire circumstances. Like before great tragedies or whatever. Fallen Ranger level 60. Nothing can stop what is to come. I am here as you requested.
We will bring the Alliance to I wasn't certain you made it out of Orgrimmar. If the traitors knew of your service to me, they'd have put you in irons. Or worse. Sarfang's ill-considered challenge may have ended the war prematurely, but it doesn't matter now. Countless souls have been fed to the hungering darkness. Though I cared nothing for the living, I did pity the Forsaken, for the great injustice that made them what they are. I understand the cruelty of fate better than anyone.
I'm a Death Knight, so I was also in part of that.
Despite all I taught them, they stubbornly clung to hope, to life. They will learn the truth, along with all the rest. My bargain with Ajara will yet bear fruit. The armies of Azeroth will fight her master, and he will line their streets with corpses. In the end, he too will serve death. Enough reflection. There are preparations to be made. Nothing lasts. When next you see me, you will understand.
And I can't wait for that part! Sylvanas, I can't wait! So Sylvanas is gone. But just brings the thought that, okay, he will litter the street with corpses, so she wants N'Zoth to kill many people. But in the end, he too will serve death, so she wants an undead old god under her control. Enough reflection, there are preparations to be made. We're totally going to go take on death in the near future. Like, there is a hierarchy of death, people who control different aspects of death, like the light version of death, and the death that you normally experience, and the damned version of death, and hell. And we're going to go see it all. I'm confident that's what this means. I bet money on it. May not be next patch, may not even be next expansion. Although, it probably will be, but it's just... Next BlizzCon is going to be one to remember. Alright, you'll be remembered for your loyal service.
What do you say?
Fate approaches, Lorelei. Be ready. Whoa! I have to double check if Lunara is that one ranger that helped us take on Saurfang. Because I think that one ranger that helped us take on Saurfang died in the Dustwilla Marsh. I don't remember exactly. But, regardless, I am now a veteran of the Fourth War. And, at the same time, I'm also a veteran of the Third War, because I'm a Death Knight. So there. All good things. Let's go to Orgrimmar and to the Great Seal to see what's changed. Alright. So... let's see here. I don't think any citizens in Zara lore say anything different because of the circumstances. Like, the fight happened in Orgrimmar. So let's check out what's going on in Orgrimmar, because I think that's where all the NPC talk is. Let's take a look around. memory serves correct, there's like NPCs in the auction house and NPCs around here that talk about the events that happened. I don't see anybody. Come on, the Alliance is full with this. Where is everybody? Where are the people who talk about the conflict? Ooh, there we go. I heard that Alliance is pulling back from Duratar. So they're good to their word then. They won't launch an attack against us? For now. Give it time. They'll be calling for our blood again before long. Yep. Not everybody's down with that kind of fighting. Let's see here. Hey. Wolf brother.
What can I do for you?
Forsaken refugee?
Quick about your business.
Oh, you must be sad to see Sylvanas leave. Why? Because I'm Forsaken? Did you shed tears for Garrosh because you're an orc? No, I shed tears because he brought shame to us all. Ooh, deep. So who's inside this place now? Atric. Lorelei, we must speak. The choice you made in the Hall of the Brave, I don't hold it against you. We each did what we thought was right. Leave it in the past. What matters now is that we reunite the Horde. This is how we start.
Goodbye.
Yeah, there's nobody on the throne now. We are war chiefless. I think that there's a possibility of it being Thrall again, because Thrall was, if you remember, was running away from his war chiefly duties after he came back from Garrosh, and Vol'jin died. Or no, Vol'jin was made war chief by, no, that's not right. Vol'jin became war chief when Thrall stepped down for the second time. Yeah. And then he died, and Thrall continued to feel responsible for both that and the situation, with Garrosh. And so he's back now, and I don't know if that means he's going to retake the mantle of War Chief, since Sarfang didn't, or if we get somebody completely new. Who can say?
Smart mouth, huh?
Goblin likes the elf lady. Oh, no.
Well, spit it out.
What is it? Glory to the Sindorai.
Banshee loyalists being driven around in chains. Surely they don't plan to keep us here indefinitely. I imagine they'd have to. You don't have another home right now. Oh, this is cool. Lady Leodrin's running around. So we have the Silver Moon soldiers led by Lady Leodrin. With a kick-ass glowy sword, by the way. Lady Leodrin's here. Who else is here? Oh yeah, isn't Zappy Boy near the orphanage? I don't see him. Zappy Boy, I thought you were telling stories by the orphanage. Or do guys who side with Sylvanas not get to see him? Well, that's all I'm finding right now. So for the meanwhile, while those guys are bickering about it, I guess I'll be war chief. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the entire war campaign for the Sylvanas Horde side. Now, I know you guys may have mixed feelings about Sylvanas and about that ending that she had in the cinematic. You know, some people are like, oh, she comes up with a plan, she doesn't tell us it, and then she runs away. And some other people are like, okay, the story was a little anticlimactic, but anything else, I think we can all agree that Sylvanas is definitely the best war chief the Horde has ever had. Don't believe anything those other people tell you. Sylvanas was clearly the best war chief. She took the entire continent of Kalimdor. She has the strategic mind to one-on-one versus Arthas back when she was alive. She assisted in the quelling of multiple uprisings, and she played a major role in taking out the Lich King in the final confrontation in Icecrown. I mean, she's a tactical genius. And So much so, in fact, that apparently she has seen this true unseen enemy that the other races of the Horde and Alliance just haven't realized yet. Like as Larissa said in the Alliance run through, when she was asked about what Sylvanas' new dark magic is, the magic that killed Saurfang, her response was, I don't know. It was incredible, but I couldn't feel any of it, even with her right in front of me. Just goes to show that there's a whole world out there that we don't know anything else about that Sylvanas has realized. So remember, Sylvanas for War Chief, Sylvanas for President. Sylvanas is the best War Chief ever. So now we're going to go on to the other side of the story, where we get to go follow those dastardly Horde filth that decided to follow Saurfang. Grrr, those traitors. Those guys are super dumb. Let's go check out those dastardly traitors. All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. As stated before, we are now starting the war campaign on the Saurfang side of the Horde, which I believe is very similar to what the Alliance experienced. However, one thing I've noticed right away is that my quest giver is Thalyssra and Lorthamar.
Aran Arcana.
Evil Shami, we must speak of the Horde and the War Chief. The war has proven costly, and the battle against the Shara drained what little resources we had left. The Horde is divided once more, and the Alliance fares little better than we do. Sylvanas is now in a position to destroy everyone she considers an enemy. That means us as well. I had hoped that my old friend would see reason, but now High Overlord Saurfang is rallying those of us who remain, including some unlikely allies.
What I do for Quel'Thalas.
What is Saurfang's plan? We've seen this cutscene twice already. Alright, I can teleport you to Razor Hill when you're ready. Yeah, again, so far it's the same idea, but the interesting difference is that the quest giver was Lorthamar. So I guess, whereas the last one was Thanos, so I guess your past actions did make a little bit of a difference. Phil Strange, Lane Cedar City, second time for me, back. Fought beside the Alliance back then too. Veteran traitor, eh? I never betrayed the Horde, that's why I'm here. I'm just wondering if these guys have a different dialogue since I'm playing a Horde character. I remember when Saurfang used to stand guard in Orgrimmar. Now he's on the other side of the gates. And so are we. This must be how the Darkspear felt when the Garrosh was War Chief. No, it seems to be exactly the same. Alright. In that case, without further ado, hey, can I talk to you?
My friend.
My mistakes have been many, Evil Shami, and they've led me here once again. Thrall shakes his head. I do not know what the future will bring, but I hope, but I will not hide it, or I will not hide from it. I will fight for the Horde. I can't read.
I serve the Horde.
We have much to do, Evil Shami. The Banshee moves swiftly. Sylvanas loyalists have collapsed part of the canyon to Orgrimmar. Our forces are now cut off from each other. I need to reinforce our front line, or the Banshee will pick us off at our leisure. We have come too far to be slain by 1,000 cuts. Gazlo and one of the Alliance gnomes believe they have an answer. You best ensure their plan does not backfire.
To die today on the field of battle is to die an
May we speak, of
orcish
course.
death.
Our sister is patient. She knows we have precious few soldiers left. While we lay siege to Orgrimmar, she will whittle away our numbers. But Sylvanas is not the only threat we face. The old god has been freed. I can hear his whispers, sense his unseen tendrils writhing all around us.
I know, Illyria. What are you suggesting?
Sylvanas commands what may be the only army capable of defeating Nazarth. For the sake of Azeroth, perhaps we should stand aside and let her.
Your sister will not fight for us, Illyria. When Sylvanas realized the war was on the cusp of ending, she lured both fleets into Ajara's hands. Not to find victory, but to meet death.
In the end, death claims us all. Eitrid told me those were among the last words Sylvanas spoke to Vol'jin.
We cannot wage two wars. Sylvanas must fall. Here. Now. Before all is lost.
It shall be so, my king. Varisa and I will scout her line for weaknesses. Good luck to all of us.
Yep. We're screwed. Oh well. Keslo, you got a super mech for me? So you're the one operating this evil chamois. We souped up the Minebot 5000 with a few choice improvements. Improvements made possible by my incredible genius. Anyway, this baby should be able to clear out anything in its path. Mines, boulders, and some skulking assassins. That's the hope, mate. Smack a boulder. This thing is still really cool looking. I'm gonna fire in my lasers. Yoo-hoo! More Forsaken going down. And kaboom! There we are. Hey, would you look at that? The way is clear. Of course it is. No miss technology never fails. The day was saved thanks to Teakmaster Overspark's unmatched ingenuity. Oh, whatever. Let's just get to the front. And instead of a griffin, I get to ride an armored wyvern. Which is very appropriate. I just realized I'm laying siege to Orgrimmar in the Orgrimmar siege armor that you got from Siege of Orgrimmar. Haha. Irony. Is that ironic? I may have to re-look up the definition of ironic. I know it's a word people misuse a lot. Myself included.
I'd be honored to serve.
Now is not the time.
Swift action saved our soldiers' lives, but there's still more to do. Do you say anything different? Nope. Alright, saving the siege, take out the spies, take out the bombs, and give deployment orders.
Gen, we need you and your best soldiers to flank the city from the western gate.
And leave you here unguarded with them? If I wanted to harm him, I'd have done it in the stockades.
No one knows Orgrimmar's defenses better than Saurfang. We need to trust each other if we are to succeed.
Very well, but the Banshee is clever. Dividing our forces might play right into her hands.
And off we go. Alright, strategic plan. For years I guarded the gates of Orgrimmar. The city's greatest weakness has always been its multiple entrances. We should strike at all of them to seize victory. Rin and Vi have drawn up the orders for deployment. The mages will cover our flank, Greymane will close from the west, and the elves will take the north. We'll send Mela to reinforce Thunderbluff's defenses in case Sylvanas launches a counterattack. Alrighty.
We have made many sacrifices.
Saurfang and King Rin have assigned your forces to the northern gate.
The light of the sun wanes, so we are to strike from the north. A sound plan. But there is no telling what treachery Sylvanas has in store for us.
She fought beside you for many years, both in life and in undeath. You must know her well.
Perhaps I did, long ago. But now... Our forces are few in number. We must make use of the surrounding terrain when we assault the gate.
The Sentinels have made use of that terrain for millennia. Our knowledge of the land was old when the Farstriders were young.
Yes, of course.
Alright, off you go. Mela! Go defend the rear, will you? High Chieftain, you've been tasked with defending the skies above Thunderbluff.
Our tribes stand. There is little my Eagle Riders can do while Sylvanas controls the skies. but we can still defend Thunder Bluff. G is already there, tending to Bane's wounds. He said he has seen Orgrimmar under siege once before, and does not wish to relive it. We will stand beside our Tauren kin, and await further orders from Saurfang. Earth Mother, watch over us all.
Yeah, he kind of got beaten half to death last time he was involved. Oh, whoops, I forgot about the first Arcanist. Jaina, first Arcanist, I forgot to send you on your way. My bad.
One day at a time.
Never did I expect to fight in another rebellion, least of all against the War Chief. Saurfang has tasked you and the Lord Admiral with shielding our army against magical assault.
We are only as strong as our will. A wise decision. We can do so more effectively from higher ground. Lord Admiral, might I ask about the spellcraft you employed at Lordaeron? The levitating warship?
Would you believe me if I told you it was a Cold Tyrian trade secret?
Summoning the ship, perhaps. But as for the enchanted cannons...
Is that a hint, Blizzard? Are you telling me that my mage, my arcane mage, is going to get the ability to summon arcane cannons in the near future? Because I would like that very much. I actually think that's a big part of the next expansion and possibly the next patch when they start announcing stuff at the nearby BlizzCon. Throughout Battle for Azeroth, we've seen a lot of really neat animation and spell effects from... I've mentioned this before. We've seen a lot of really neat animations and spell effects from NPCs that are similar to classes. Like the Blood Trolls have really cool blood magic effects. The Tide Sages have some interesting water effects, and I'm just can't help but wonder if, like, you know, all these examples, we're going to see those as like animation updates for all of our spells in the next patch whenever it shows up. That would be interesting. Because I'll be honest, one thing I really, really want to see is the ability to summon one of those frost circles that Jaina shoots, that shoots out the little beams. Those beams of ice. Those are cool. Big snowflake symbol. Alright. Alright.
Speak quickly.
Well done. We can't afford to lose any more of our weaponry to Sylvanas' treachery. We both have blood on our hands. Today, we will see that it is not in vain. And then no matter what our strategy, taking hold of Orgrimmar will be no easy task, I should know. It is time. We have done all that we can to prepare. All that remains is the battle itself. I am not one for speeches, so I will say only this. Loktar Ogar, evil Shammy. Victory or death. I am ready for the Horde! I wonder where Valera went. We've seen this before too. I know it's an awesome cinematic, but we saw it in the same video. It's very long. It's 6 minutes. Alright, Lorthamar Theron. Saurfang. Slain by dark magic. I've known Sylvanas for years, yet I've never seen her wield such power. Why reveal it to us now? What does she gain by abandoning the Horde? Lorthamar's eyes narrow. Whatever she has planned, it would seem that she no longer requires the Horde to achieve it. You'll need to be cautious, evil Shammy. There's no telling what her next move will be. Saurfang, aye. Lorthamar takes a moment to compose himself. Thrall will wish to honor Saurfang's sacrifice, and so shall the rest of us. Recall our forces. Let them know that what has transpired. Tell them that the great warrior Varrock Saurfang is dead and that the war chief has abandoned us. Speak to Bane when you arrive in Thunderbluff. You'll find him on the Elder Rise. I'm certain he will want to pay his respects to Saurfang as well. Let us stand as a united horde once more.
Never again.
I have to fly all the way to Thunderbluff?
Lord, what manner of magic did Sylvanas use against Saurfang?
I had hoped either you or Thalyssra would have the answer to that question. I have never seen her wield such power.
It was unlike any magic I have ever encountered. I could sense none of it, even in her presence.
Then she must have only recently acquired it, or simply waited until now to reveal it.
Either way, it does not bode well for us. Whatever she is planning, she no longer needs the Horde to achieve it.
And this is why I think it's still an Illidan storyline. Because... just think about it for a second. If it's a force that none of us can feel, but Sylvanas alone can feel, presumably some form of death magic, then, and the forces of death are at rise against us, then she's the only one who knows about the big problem. Okay, so on the Alliance side, you come over here and you talk to, Gen. But, guess that we just have to talk to Bane. Huh. Alright, it's a bit of a flight. Okay, we're almost there. First things first, Mela's eagles are supposed to be on lookout, yeah? So, do I see any eagles around, or are they just not here? If there are any eagles, they're not in the sky. Oh! There we go. High Mountain Warrior. We got some eagles. We got, oh, both Hojin and Tushi monks.
What is your hurry?
So all the monks are around here ready to fight. They're elite monks, too.
Speak with me.
Huh.
It pains me to remain here while others fight on the front line.
Hey!
You have done more than your part, Bane. Focus on your recovery.
Champion, has the battle been won?
We have Aya Cloudsinger, Master of the Tushi. We cannot talk to her because she's on the Alliance. Let's see. Can I talk to the rest of you? The Legion, the Naga, and now each other. How much must war cost us before we bring it to an end?
Together,
Hamul, what news have you brought to us, Evil Shammy? Wait, I want to talk to G. Do you have news, Evil Shammy? Alright, so you've recovered. It's good to see you, Evil Shammy. But if you are here, then the battle must already be over. Saurfang challenged Sylvanas to Makara, and then...
We are stronger together. Saurfang. He risked his life to save mine, and gave his life to save the Horde. Go, champion. We will meet you in Orgrimmar to honor the memory of Varrock Saurfang.
I gotta fly all the way back to Orgrimmar.
Mountain stands with you,
my people... Oh, they say new stuff. My people are new to the Horde, and there have been times in this war when I wondered if joining it was a mistake. But then I would think of Saurfang, of what he represented, of the Horde he fought for. That is the Horde my people joined. That is the Horde we must strive to be. I can think of no better way to honor his memory than by continuing that journey.
High mountains stand.
Saurfang. I once saw him as permanent as the mountains, as unbreakable as the walls of Orgrimmar. But all that lives must one day die. The most we can hope for is that our death means something in the end, that it leads to renewal and rebirth. The Horde is sorely in need of both. Perhaps with this final act, Saurfang has given them to us at last. We Hojin believe that it is better to die doing what is right than to live in the shadow of what is wrong. Saurfang was never one to sit idle when his strength was needed, no matter the cost. He would have made a good Hojin.
May the Earth Mother smile upon you.
And he says nothing different. All right. And off we go! All the way back to Orgrimmar. Okay, so it wasn't exactly the same. We got a little bit of extra stuff. I like that. I like that. All right, finally back. Lothamar, we did your errand.
We have made many sacrifices.
Saurfang's death will not be in vain. No matter what anyone says, he was an honorable orc, a legend in his own right, the ideal to which all warriors of the Horde aspired. He gave his life to heal the rift in the Horde and gave us the chance to forge a new path forward. His was more than a death befitting a warrior, it was the death of a hero. We shall honor his sacrifice. Honor High Lord Saurfang.
The rebuilding continues.
Thrall awaits us within Orgrimmar. We will take this moment to honor Saurfang before we regroup. N'Zoth is now our primary concern. Should we survive the old god's machinations, we will then turn our attention to those of Sylvanas. Lead on.
We are a nation on the rise.
Cinematic's supposed to be happening right now. There we go.
Varrock Saurfang, son of Koruk, supreme commander of the might of Kalimdor.
Hey, there I am.
High overlord of the Horde. He led the charge against the Lich King. He defended our world from the Legion. Saurfang inspired all of us to strive for true honor, and his legacy will live on in our deeds.
There's
When the Alliance and Horde marched on Ahn'Qiraj, it was Saurfang who valiantly commanded our combined forces. Today, his courage
there's Valeera.
saved thousands of lives on both sides of the battle.
Where was she during the conflict? Well,
His
she's a rogue, so I
sacrifice
guess wherever she felt
will
like.
never be forgotten.
You have earned your warrior's death, old friend. Now, greet your son with honor and glory.
And off they go.
Welcome here.
Where the heck do I talk to turn this in? Oh, there they are. Alright, I didn't get to talk to you before. Let's see.
May I aid you?
Saurfang, were it not for his courage, I would have died at the hands of Sylvanas. It is a debt I can never repay, except by honoring his memory and carrying his legacy forward. The Horde cannot remain divided. We must reflect on all that we have endured and choose our next course of action with strength and wisdom, united as one.
Earth Mother, guide us all.
I knew Saurfang only for a brief time, but I respected him for his courage. It is not easy to challenge your leaders, even when you are in the right. He saved many lives today. If we survive against N'Zoth, we shall owe all of our future to his sacrifice.
I am Mela.
Who you trust.
I stand as High Chief.
She says the same things she said before.
Sakan!
Sakan! This is the one we're all hoping to hear from. Saurfang, I knew this could happen, that things could be playing out this way, but that don't make it any easier. You always been a hero to me, inspiring me to be better, to be stronger, just like me father. Spirits guide them both. I wonder if they be watching me right now, waiting to see who I become. It be time I made 'em proud, Evil Shami. Never gonna rest until I do. Oh, Sakan, you're such a good boy.
Give up.
Overlord. Sylvanas was a strong war chief, but she was not the Horde's war chief. Everything she did was for herself. Saurfang sacrificed everything he had for the Horde. Strength and honor. A true war chief must have both. That is a lesson I will never forget.
May your enemies grovel before you.
A part of me will always wonder if this would have happened had I acted sooner. If I had converted Sylvanas in the early days of the war, if Teldrassil hadn't burned. It is not an easy thing to watch a dear friend tread a dark path, to recognize when they have gone astray. I thought I knew her, and Saurfang has paid the price for my error in judgment. I have tasked the Farstriders with tracking down both Sylvanas and Nathanos, though I'm unsure that we can find them at all. They were the Farstriders themselves once. But I cannot simply stand idle while they are out there. Not anymore. Never had a good feeling about this war, man. I've been following orders, trying to make the best out of a bad situation, but I've always thought that Sylvanas be having the Horde's best interest at heart. I was wrong, so trusted me instincts. Should have done more for Saurfang. Too late for that now. Loa, guide us, Evil Shami. We gonna need it. Gaslow! Where is your insignificant other? Where is Gallywix? Anyway, I hate funerals, don't get me wrong. I respected Saurfang as much as the next guy. I just don't like standing around when there's work to be done. We goblins know how to pay our respects. We just don't overpay, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? I think old Saurfang would have agreed. I'm gonna miss him, but I ain't letting the job he started go unfinished. Saurfang is dead.
Let me know if you meet a crew.
He will be buried in Nagrand, as he would have wanted. I do not know what lies ahead for the Horde, but I know we will face it together. Da-ding!
Saurfang and I spoke much of honor in the Horde, of our path forward from this crossroads. I never thought we would have to walk it without him. It falls to us to decide what the Horde will become. Azeroth needs our strength now more than ever. Grieve for Saurfang, and make ready to defend the world he died for. Loktar.
Years ago, I spoke at Ogrim's funeral after he died while liberating our people. Today, I did the same for Saurfang. We don't get to hide. That was the last lesson he ever taught me. But I have been away from Orgrimmar for a long time, and much has changed since I last walked upon its walls. I don't know how to best to serve the Horde, but I will fight for it until the bitter end.
For Azeroth.
Who's the new war chief now? I doubt it's Thrall, because Thrall's not really into it, although Saurfang did bring him back, and he didn't want to be war chief. It could be Bane for doing the right thing. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I hope it's Zakan, although I think he's too young to understand how to lead a people, and we don't need a Garrosh 2.0. I really doubt it's Lorthamar. Lorthamar's got some problems. It's definitely not Rokon. It's definitely not Gazlo or Gera. So it's somebody in this group. Not Mela. Somebody in this group. Yeah. Either him, or him. One of these three. Unless somebody new comes along. Anyway. Let's head on inside. I cannot enter Orgrimmar. There we go. I was stuck for some reason. Etreg!
Hail, friend.
Honor champion. It saved the lives of thousands today and has saved my life more than once. Saurfang and I were both from the Blackrock clan. Blackhand chose us to lead his armies. We committed terrible acts under his command. I couldn't live with the shame. I went into hiding after the Second War was over, but not Saurfang. He helped other orcs move past their guilt and strive for lost honor. He was a fearsome warrior, but that isn't what made him a hero. He gave us hope when we needed it the most. Back then and now, that will always be his greatest deed.
Goodbye.
All right. Can I be war chief? All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end. The end of the war campaign. The end of the Fourth War. The end of all the pain in the ass rep grinding that I had to do to get to this point. Thankfully, that rep grinding has been removed ever since this patch came out. So if you want to go check out the war campaign yourself, feel free to go do so. It's inside WoW right now. No rep grind required. Just play through the storyline. It's quick, it's simple, but it's fun, and it's really well written. Yeah, Saurfang was an awesome dude, awesome warrior. He represented the Horde really well. Sylvanas, though, worst war chief. Obviously the worst war chief. You got to keep in mind that Sylvanas, she betrayed the Horde. She burned down Teldrassil. She had no interest in doing anything for the Horde's sake. Everything was all about her. Everything was all about death in N'Zoth. Easily the worst war chief. Never forget that, especially you bastards out there who sided with Sylvanas. Joking aside, though. What do I think this story means for the game in the future? I'm not completely sure. We are at a really weird point in the game now where we have literally no reason to go at each other anymore. So the factions kind of don't matter, and they haven't mattered for a long time, really. Every single expansion that came out were like, yeah, the Horde and Alliance are enemies. They always had to come up with a, like, superfluous reason for it. Like in the case of the Burning Legion. In the Legion expansion, it was Sylvanas and Sylvanas and Greymane going at each other in certain parts of the Broken Isles. In the case of Warlords of Draenor, there actually wasn't any really in Warlords of Draenor except for a few confused citizens who were doing PvP in the upper corner of Draenor's map. And Pandaria was much closer to that Alliance Horde conflict, but in the end, a middleman was set there too. The point is, the Alliance Horde conflict has felt dead for a long time. And I guess this is Blizzard's way of owning up to that and being like, yeah, we admit it. It's dead. But we still have factions because that's what the game's about. So, and a war can only go on for so long before people start forgetting why it happened in the first place. And that's just the nature of politics in war, I guess. So, I guess we get to look forward to patch 8.3, where the story with Sylvanas is going, where the story with Death is going in N'Zoth, and what's happening with Tyrande, what's happening with Gen. What is the 5th war going to consist of? And if both parties want peace, what will Anduin do when the elves and Gilneans inevitably start picking up the fight again? Like, what is going to keep the Alliance members, the dwarves and the night elves and the humans and the Horde members, the Tauren and the Yorks and the trolls, on the side now and continue to stay on that side? Why would they continue to do it if certain groups want to keep going at each other and certain groups don't? It's a question. It's a question for the future, and it's things to look forward to. But that's for another video. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode of whatever I make. Bye!